I woke up this morning to find Tropical Storm Bill bearing down on the Texas coastline, in particular Houston, and it's going to track its way through San Antonio towards Austin and then up to Dallas, which means it's time to get the heck out of town. Enter address.
Please say the house number, street, city, and state.
Airway Boulevard, El Paso, Texas.
The list is being loaded. Airway Boulevard, El Paso, Texas, has been accepted. Please say the house number on Airway Boulevard.
Start route guidance.
Start route guidance. Follow the road.
Perfect. 500.
Attention, roadway reduced to 1 lane ahead.
Of course, we're in Austin. 561 miles. It says we'll get there at 8 p.m. And in the sake of getting out of harm's way, in this case, Tropical Storm Bill, we are going to head to El Paso, 561 miles from here, on one tank in the 2015 Audi Q5 TDI. Good thing I have coffee and music. This navigation system is actually showing me the exits that are coming up, and at each exit what is available. I don't have to go searching or looking around for what's coming up. It sort of shows me what my options are, and I like that. Great news, everybody! We just touched the 100 mile mark. Let me get you some stats here. Average speed 55 miles an hour. I still haven't hit the interstate yet. Averaging 34 miles per gallon. And I've been in the car for 1 hour 50 minutes. And my range is 610 miles. My range hasn't moved. So in theory, that's a 710 mile range right now if the stats still stay where they are. And by the way, my tank still says full. And no, it's not broken. That's how incredible this Q5 TDI actually is. We are at a very bumpy 200 mile mark from the fill-up station. We are just about, 8 miles from the Ozona exits, and the status right now, an average speed of 65 miles an hour, so we're picking up 31.3 miles per gallon average, and 3 hours and 5 minutes. And our range is 515 miles. Now, according to GPS, we have 358 miles to go. This is a cakewalk, it really is. Unfortunately though, we are being hampered by this weather, which includes strong gusts. Occasionally, we're getting some side winds that the electromechanical steering and traction control are handling quite well. And we are also getting rain, which the 20-inch summer tires are not handling so well. So we are making do with what we can, and at this point, when I say we, I mean I, and you and me, us, we are making it. And we're kicking ass. When it comes to road trips, there are a few things I always do. The first one is, I don't really speed. The main reason for that is because all it does is wear you out faster. Speed actually increases fatigue. So the best thing I do is I put on some good tunes and I chill out. I stay focused, but at the same time, I don't stress myself by going faster than everyone else. Secondly, there's no need to tailgate. There's plenty of space between you and the other cars. In fact, there's hundreds of miles. You're the only ones there in the infinite space that's around you. If someone's going too slowly, change lanes before you get near them and go around them. The same thing applies to cars that are on the side of the road. Change lanes, get around them. Lastly, I always let the car do the work. I set the cruise control and I keep a pace. When you go through turns on these interstates, they're banked, and sometimes the car will actually
adhere and stick to that bank, and you're hardly having to control the car from the steering wheel. It's actually doing it by itself, mostly on rear-wheel drive cars. So the best thing you can do is chill.
I'm 316 miles from El Paso and in the middle of nowhere, and I just passed a disabled vehicle. And that reminds me of something about this Audi Q5 TDI. It has a spare tire. If I was to get a flat tire out here, I can actually keep moving. I can change the flat with the spare and go all the way to El Paso to get it repaired. If I had run flats like some other cars do, I can't even change into a spare tire. I have to use what I have. And out here, there's nothing. So I can't get any help on my own. I have to wait for someone to come to me. And at the same time, just so you know, there's hardly any cell phone reception out here. That's how remote this place is. So it's a good job that Audi puts spare tires in their cars. Excellent work. It's possible that they ran out of fuel. The beauty of the TDI is I am still at 3/4 of a tank since I left Austin, Texas. Beyond the flat tire, the range is really what matters. The range is why TDIs are so important and why I'm so glad that manufacturers are bringing diesels to a lot of different vehicle types. This is a benefit. It really is. And it outweighs any other technology that is on the road, especially Teslas, because I haven't passed a single Tesla charging station in 250 miles, which means there are no hotels here, there are no fuel stations, and if you have a range of 500 miles in a Tesla, you can get to this point, 250 miles, and you have to turn around, because if you go further, there's no guarantee you can get a charging station. And if you do, you're going to be there for 8, 12 hours. How are you going to possibly get back home? Well, we've made it to the halfway point. 279.2. Range, 279. And I've done 4 hours, 4 minutes of driving. I have a 380 mile range. And if we look at we're at 2,700 feet. We've nearly shaved an hour off our arrival time, and it looks like I'm gonna have another 4 hours to go. What I like about this Q5 is that it really shines on the highway, and that's because it's a diesel. Because we have satellite traffic information, we're getting advanced warning that something up ahead has an impact maybe on travel time. If we look at the info, let's go to the top right corner here using this button. We'll see road rated is to 1 lane, 11 miles. Woo! Yeah, it is beautiful out. The sun, though, is really, really hot. So I've had to close the sunshade. Look at that. That's so beautiful, breathtaking. Actually, the road sort of melts into the mountain. You don't know where it begins and where it ends. That is just crazy. You never know what the weather brings. In the middle of nowhere, I actually do get Google Earth Maps. I think our connection right now is on 2G. We're on a pretty bumpy part of the interstate. But you can see the speed limit's 80, and you can actually check out the terrain and the Google Earth map that I have in 3D right now. That's awesome. Look where we are. Look at the map. That's cool. And 20 meet here. That's a good sign. We're 161 miles from El Paso, and we're almost at the 400 mile update. Bam. 72 mile an hour average, 30.1 miles per gallon. Still hasn't changed in quite a while. 5 hours 33 minutes in 400 hours, 210 mile range, and we have 156 miles to go. Well, just a few minutes ago I passed into Mountain Standard Time, so I just gained an hour, and so I had to update the clock manually. Even though you can set the clock in this car to the GPS data, the time zone has to be changed manually. In some other cars equipped with factory GPS, such as Mercedes, the clock automatically adjusts when you cross a time zone. I'd like to see that in the Audis. I'm 485 miles into the journey, and we have 71 miles to go. At this point, it's a lot of downhill driving. Basically, I'm getting triple digits in fuel economy. Even though this is a diesel, it seems to think I want to find a nearby gas station, and this is one of the problems and flaws with this car, is that I don't need a gas station. I need a gas station that has diesel. I know that there's a way to say, find me a diesel station, but it does not default to that. So Audi, I have 6.3 miles to go, and some bad planning on my part was that I would arrive here during rush hour. Now we're at the point of traffic, which is fine because it's not really gonna make it any worse. Let's go back to 55 miles on the range, 5.6 miles to go. So this challenge was totally a cakewalk for this TDI. And if you were on the fence about one, there's no problem going TDI. There's no downside at all. The naysayers have never experienced this, and I hope that this video proves that once and for all we can get over the hurdles of the cliches and the nonsensical arguments that are used by a lot of people against diesels. You can't beat this. You really can't. Well, we're coming down to it. It's 96 degrees outside, by the way. I'm still averaging 31.3 even in this heat, and the Chevron station that I'm going to fill up it with is just on the other side of the freeway there, so I'll be crossing under it, but exiting at Airway Boulevard.
Exit to the right in 900 yards.
I love the sketchiness of this area. It's just, you can't beat it.
Prepare to turn right.
No, I want to go left. When I entered in the GPS coordinate, I just said Airway Boulevard, but the fuel
Turn
station...
right in 400 yards to your destination, Airway Boulevard.
The fuel station's actually right there on the left. So I'm making a left. Disregard GPS.
Now turn right. You have reached your destination.
All right. I made it. Here is the diesel pump. And I have made it. Look, the price is $285. So let's go over the stats. 31.3 average, 7 hours, 35 minutes, 50 mile range left, 73 mile per hour average, 555.3 miles total.
Finally.
And just down the street is Taco Cabana. Before I leave El Paso, I want to go to Rim Road, which apparently has a great view of the city during the nighttime when the sun's coming down now, like it is now. The city lights are fantastic, so I'm going to take the Q5 up the mountain to Rim Road and see what kind of shots we can get.